Oh, that's interesting. Hello. Hopefully this works. It's been a while since I've streamed, so let me know what's up. Okay. Hello, Yeti gang. Let me know how the volume is and all that good stuff. If I'm actually live, looking now. That's interesting. I think I am. Hello. Hopefully this works. It's been a while since I've streamed, so let me know what's up. It says I'm streaming. Okay. Excellent connection. Hello, Yeti gang. Okay. Let me know how the volume is and all that. I think I'm gonna assume that if I'm actually live. I don't really know. Looking now. Actually, I can check on my phone. I might as well, right? Let's see here. Hello. YouTube. Hopefully this works. It's been a while since I've streamed, so let me know what's up. It says I'm streaming. Fresh. Okay. Excellent connection. Hello, Yeti gang. Okay. Let me know how the volume is and all that. I think I'm gonna assume that if I'm actually live. I don't really know. Looking now. Actually, I can check on my phone. I might as well, right? See it actually here. Hello. YouTube. Hopefully this works. It's been a while since I've streamed, so let me know what's up. It says I'm streaming. Fresh. Okay. Excellent connection. Hello, Yeti gang. Okay. Let me know how the volume is and all that. I think I'm gonna assume that if I'm actually live. I don't really know. Looking now. Actually, I can check on my phone. I might as well, right? See it actually. I have that playing in the background. There. That should be good. I hope. Okay. Let's see. I believe it's going. Let me know in chat if it's going. Honestly, it's a little new to me, so I'm used to streaming on Twitch. Let's see here. Yeah. So. This right here is. Oh, Jackie! Woohoo! Can you hear me? Am I live? Just making sure because I wasn't. I'm not sure. It's all new to me for YouTube. So let's see here. So what we're building today is we're going to be building the graph for steps. It's going to be interesting. I'm using Jetpack Compose, which is Android's newest view system. And yeah, let's get started here. So basically what I'm trying to do is have it where you can see a seven-day bar graph along with how many steps were taken on that given day compared to for example, like a goal, like let's say 4,000 steps, 5,000 steps, and then have that be on the graph, and then depending on how many steps were taken would determine where that goal is on the graph percentage wise. So yeah, Android Studio has a preview. This is the actual phone. This is like an actual running phone on the computer, which is pretty cool. And then as I build stuff here, I can redeploy it, but I can also see in the preview window here when I make controls. Good night. Oh, nice. Hello. Good out there. I'm doing pretty well. Can you hear me all right? Is the sound good? I'm able to adjust all that if needed. I should probably move this screen a little closer actually, so I can working on seeing chat a little better here. Yeah. There we go. That works. Okay. Yeah. So let's see here. I'm going to first write a preview annotation. This will allow it to appear in the preview window, and it's a composable function. Some Android talk there. And for each method that we create, for each function, start out with excuse me, the function keyword and then the name of it. So let's go with test chart. And then when you build and refresh, on the side here, you should see this window. Audio sounds great. Perfect. Hey, John, how you doing? Let's see here. Oh man, good thing I brought some water. It's been a while. I haven't streamed in 6 months. Last time I took my 3090 apart and repatted it because the GPU was overheating. Let's see here. So we get a preview window. Well, actually, we're supposed to have a preview window. It needs to have a for preview windows. You can do things like, for example, this will throw something out there, text, and then I can just do something like, "Hello, fam," and then when you refresh, you should be able to see. Oh, look at that. There it goes. Hello, fam. This is the control I built. It just holds a little bit of text. Pretty interesting. It seems easy. It gets a little bit more complicated as you start to build things, but it's good to be able to throw something out there pretty quickly. So there's different controls. For example, like here's a container view. And I'm going to give it, let's see here, size. I'm going to set the size manually. I'm going to say, for now, 150 dp, which stands for, my bad, density pixels, or display pixels. And that right there is basically going to change the size of the surrounding container, and then I'll throw the text inside of it, and then when I refresh, it should show the hello Benny Blaze, how you doing? It should then show the size that I actually want. And one thing that you have to think about is in the mobile space, like especially for Android, you have over, I think it's like 15,000 devices now, maybe more. So device sizes can change dramatically. So you have to do things like fill max width. This is a common tool, and what that does is that just basically whatever the width of the screen, it will fill it, which is nice. So in this case, the width of the screen for this phone would be this wide. And then you can add things onto modifiers, which is really important. So let me organize the code a little bit better. So once you add the modifier, you can just keep changing stuff to it, like that's the max width. I want it to be a height of 200. Actually, no, let's just do 10 real quick so you can see. We'll refresh that, and then the 10, it should cut off the text because there's not enough space for it. And so, you know, being dynamic is really important when building UI, because it's really difficult to program for all the different size screens. So yeah, let's get to it. So let's start with what we want to build is pretty much a square box, and then we're going to paint the background one color, and then we're going to throw 7 boxes on top of it for like a graph. And we're just going to do the colors first so you can see it. For that, you're going to say fill max width is great. Height, we definitely don't want that. Let's go with 200 dp for now. Oops. And then inside here, actually, yeah. So inside here, so instead of hello, I'll keep hello fam. Why not? That's great. That will just be sitting in the background of the box. We're also going to give it a background color. Color, let's just do dark gray. Why not? Just for the fun of it. Refresh that so we can see the background will be dark gray with hello fam on the front. There we go. Let me zoom in a little bit here. Okay. And then on top of this, we need seven rows or seven boxes. So let's do. We need a row. See, column is up and down, so row is left to right. So we'll do a row, and then inside there we also have a modifier, and we can say inside this row we want to fill max width. And then of course I like to separate the lines of the code. It makes it a little easier for me. So this row is going to extend across this whole width. I might as well fill max size for now, as well. And then inside here, we are going to have 7 boxes with a different color background. Actually, first of all, width. We're going to fill the width. And we're going to tell it we only want 1/7 of the screen. So we can take 1 and divide it by 7, or we can do something even better and apply a weight to it. And the weight, I can just give it 1. And this F here just means that it's a floating point value. It can be capital or lowercase. So we're going to change the background color. Oops. I like when it tries to make things different for me. We're going to make a background color here, so you can see it. Color yellow. And so now, we're also going to give it a height. Let's just do 50 dp so you can kind of see it. Let's hit refresh and see what that looks like. Okay, so it's saying the weight of it is 1 for this box, and it's going to stretch across the entire width because it doesn't have anything else to go up against, nothing else to calculate its size. So we're going to copy that and paste and do another one and make it blue. And then you'll see, should see 2. So that there is basically saying the weight of this box is 1, the weight of the second box is 1. And so now we just need 7 of these. So let's just go ahead and copy. There's 6, there's 8. Let's take away this last one. Refresh. Okay, so there we go. I chose those colors for a reason. Not sure if they're the exact colors, but you know. I have a few, for my day job, I have a few coworkers that are over in Ukraine, so it's been an emotional time. A lot more stressful, of course, and emotional for people over there. For myself, just thinking about it, you know, is tough, because there's nothing we can do for the most part. But yeah, anyways, so here's seven rows, and this is going to be the separation for the different bars that we're going to make for the sizes. So the next thing we're going to do, okay, you can't see this hello fam anymore because it's behind the row. So if you want it to be above, you have to move it below the next code block here. So if I move this down, you can see it, and then it should be on top. Yep, okay. And I'm just using this right here to be able to see the controls, and also to explain like the different ways of how things are drawn. Okay, so we also need a way to calculate how much space we're given ourselves, because who knows, maybe the height of the graph needs to be bigger or smaller, but we still want to know what the size of it is. So a good way to have that is, instead of using box, you can use box with constraints. And what that does is that just gives you an extra variable that you can then say, you can get the max width, min width, and height and width, minimum and maximum of this control. So you know when it's being displayed. You can say if there's enough space, you can do this. If there's not enough space, maybe don't show that large thumbnail, but instead just show text. But this right here allows us to create a percentage for each of the bars. For like, let's say if you did 500 steps in one day, but 250 on the next day, then to be able to compare those, you need to be able to have a percentage. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're actually going to create some test data. So actually, I'm just going to put the data in here for now. So we're going to say that we have this object. Let's see here. We're going to have 7 different values. So day 1 steps is 1,000. Oops, it's been a while. 1,000, there we go. And let's make sure that the type of this variable is a float. I may change that, I don't know, but we'll see. Day 1 steps, and we're going to make 7 of these. So 2, oops, that was weird. Huh, because of the name I chose, it's trying to auto sense what I'm trying to type. Day 5, day 6. There is a better way to do this, but when you're testing out, let's get this man to 25 subs. Thank you, Jonathan Nolan. I'm saying that right. I appreciate that. This is my first stream on YouTube, so it's I'm used to streaming on Twitch, so it took a while to get this all set up and stuff. It's actually coming out pretty well. The sound, the video quality, like, pretty impressed. Okay, so we have 7 days, and each of them have 1,000. Well, we don't want that. We want 1 day. Let's do whatever, day 4. Let's do it 500. Okay, so with this 500, what we're going to do, or sorry, 5,000. Might as well just change it up. 1, 3. Let's do 3 here. Perfect. And we're gonna say value goal, just for the heck of it, is going to be a value of anything is good. But I'm gonna say for now, because I'm just starting out, I'm gonna say 2,500. Okay. So I want to have a chart here where it shows the different heights of these bars, then also show a line of where my goal is. And then of course, if let's say on this day I actually walked 50,000 steps, and I need the rest of the bars to shrink for this 50,000. And so that also pushes the goal line down too. So that's the idea, is to be able to make the chart dynamic. Yeah, everyone like and subscribe and share the video. This man is making altcoin history. I don't know about altcoin history. Sorry, now I'm blushing, but definitely I like the idea of sharing what goes behind creating apps and creating programming, because there's always FUD. There's so much drama around it, like, oh well, why isn't this app working, or why is the launch date pushed back? It's not easy, and you think you just throw more people at it. Doesn't always work. Yeah, you can move stuff along, but there's so many things you have to think about, like version control, conflicts when you're merging code, because like if I'm working on a screen and somebody else is working on a screen, but we're both using the underlying controls and we're like, there's changes to things, and then you have to merge code. There's just so many variables in programming. That's that's my family account my wife runs. It's we haven't updated it in a while, but yeah, you can check those videos out if you want to get to know the family more. Talk about doxing. It's just definitely, my name's out there. I'm me. Welcome to the stream. Anyways, so Yeah, so the next thing I'm going to do is we have a max height here. So I'm just going to call out this variable here, max height, right? Equal is a float. You technically don't have to type the type of the variable. Like for example, I'm going to say float is this max height is 234. But if you don't add the variable type in, it assumes what the variable type is by this f. It knows that it's a float. But later on, when you have a bazillion things going on, it's good to have that indicator in there to know what the variable type is. Okay, so this height here is actually going to be pulled from the box constraint, max height. From this box constraint scope here, it says this is a box with constraint scope, which gives us the max height. It's probably going to be, oh, it's going to be in DP, display pixels. Okay, so in that case, I would then change this to DP, to display pixels. Yeah, there we go. Display pixels. Okay, so that gives me the max height, and then based upon the math, I can determine what the height of each one of these are. So I'm just going to go ahead and say, I need to calculate which one of these is the biggest, and then from there, scale everything accordingly. So in here, we're going to say, there's a much better way to do this instead of having 7 different variables. For now, before I do the calculations, I'm just going to manually put it in for each one, and then from there, upgrade the code to a reusable way of doing it. So I know day 4 is the one that has the highest, so I'm going to go ahead and say value day 4 percentage. I already know it's going to be 1. And then I'm going to go ahead and copy these and say day 1, oh man, day 2, day 3, day 4, I already did 4, day 5, and then 6, and then 7. So to get the rest of the day, since I already know day 4 is the biggest, I'm going to say day 1 is day 1 steps, and I'm going to, it's 1,000. So 1,000, let's see, blah, 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 yeah, divided by, and then the amount of day 4 steps. Day 4 steps. Okay, so that gives me the percentage of that. And I'm just going to copy this straight down. And then change the days. And like I said, I'll be changing this up to a more reusable way after the fact. Day 2 steps, day 3 steps, day 5 steps, day 6, day 7. Okay, so that should give me the percentages of each height of these. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna plug these in and see what happens. So on day 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, the weight is the percentage. And then I can do the same thing with all the rest of these. So day 1 percentage, day 2, day 3. I'm not sure as far as like who finds this fascinating. That's day 5. But you know, like sometimes some days coding is fun to watch because it's visual stuff. Other days it's awful because there's nothing visual. Some days it's just all about the data and programming things in the background and stuff. Okay, so let's see here. We are going to refresh this and see what happens. Oh, that's the weight. Oh, no, I messed that up big time. Okay, rewind. I messed that up because I was changing the width instead of the height. So that's the weight. The height needs to be max height divided by the percentage. Day 1 percentage. There we go. That's better. Let's see here. Height. This is dp divided by a floating value. Okay, yeah, that's right. And each one of these needs to be changed from day 1 to the given day that it is. I'm gonna hit the insert button. There we go. That makes it a little easier. 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, and now I'm gonna hit refresh. Oh, is there a bug in there? Unresolved set. Oh, day 7 percentage. There we go. And oh, I messed that up. Let's see. Oh, it needs to be a capital. I see. And then refresh. Okay, let's see what happened here. Oh, it's a no, let's see. Max height would be dividing it by a small my bad. Math, because the way I did it, I had the times by the percentage. So a lot of times it's trial and error because there's so many things to remember. Other times it's you don't know what you're doing. You have to figure it out. So yeah, there we go. So there is obviously something wrong with that chart. It's upside down for the most part compared to what we usually see, but you can see how these numbers match up. Yeah, so you can see how the middle one's obviously the longer one, and then day 2 only has 2,000 steps. Day 6 has 3,000, and the other 4 all have 1,000. Okay, so now the next thing is to move the bars down, kind of like gravity, kind of, or an alignment. So in here, inside this box, there are other variables that you can use. So modifier is 1 for each compose method. There's modifier, and then depending on if it's a row, a column, a lazy scrolling list, or whatever, box with constraints, each thing has its own set of parameters that you can add to it, and sometimes they're optional, sometimes they're mandatory, but for the most part you can get to this information just by continuing to type. So I have content alignment, and I'm going to say content alignment, which you technically don't have to, like the first part of this where you see this this content alignment equals something, or the modifier equals something, you don't have to have that, but then you have to have the order correct. Me, I like to have this so I know what I'm setting, and so I'm setting content alignment to, let's do center, just to see. Wait, why didn't it take it? It wanted to take it, and now it's like, nope. Let's find out why. Could not find content alignment. Huh. It says it can't find it. Oh, maybe because there's no content. That's inside the box. Ah, my bad. So let's take it off the box, and instead up here, Control P, and this right here should have an alignment, vertical alignment, and I'm gonna put center vertically. There we go, just so you can see. Now it should look kind of funky too. Now you have a chart that's centered vertically. Obviously that's not what we want. We want bottom, so let's refresh that. Oh, what's that noise? Ah, that is my water heater. Here, let me fix that real quick. Give me one quick second. I didn't mean water heater, I meant the heater. Anyways. So yeah, let's do this. So we align through the bottom. And then most charts give you a little bit of space around all of these. So if you want space around each of these, you can actually come in here and say, I'm actually going to add some padding. And I'm going to say the horizontal padding is going to be 5 display pixels. And I'm just going to add that to each one of these real fast. There's also another way you can build each one of these into a control, so you don't have to like replicate it each time. my bad. Okay, so I'm gonna hit refresh, and you should see a horizontal padding between each of these bars. Bam, there we go. That last one though on the end says, oh, never mind. I was about to say it says nope, but actually it's just, I need to scroll, I need to zoom out. There we go. Yeah, so I'm gonna move this a little smaller here. Let's see here. So, move this down a little bit. Okay, so now I'm gonna overlay what the goal bar is. So inside this box with constraints, it's basically saying this is a box, and then inside there I'm gonna have these rows, right? And then still inside the box, but not inside the rows, I put the text hello fam in there, so that overlays on top of it. And so what I'm going to do instead, or I'm going to leave that there just because it's fun to look at. I'm going to do a let's do a vertical, not vertical, sorry, divider. I'm going to do a divider. I keep hearing dinging. Do I have Twitch, or what's this going on here? Notifications coming on? Maybe, I don't know. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and do the make a divider. I'm gonna say it's going to be let's see what options I have real quick. I am hearing it. Oh, it's probably because I have, no, it's not it. Oh, I have Discord, Slack. Okay, there we go. That stops that from happening. And then over here, give me 1 second here. Okay, there's nothing over here. So if I hear anything else, now I know that it's my phone. Okay, so divider over here. Let's see what options we have. In here we have a modifier, as usual, then a color, a thickness, and a start indent. Okay. I wonder if it has an in indent too. Let's find out. So first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go and do modifier. And then I'm gonna say fill max width. We're just gonna throw a 1F in there for the whole thing. Oh, I can also highlight the code in auto format, which also really helps the way it looks. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, so here's the fill max width. We also would like to have the actual position of it, but instead of doing the position at the moment, I'm actually going to do the color so we can see it. The color is gonna be, let's do something that we can see across all of it. Red, why not? And then we're going to move it down just a hair so we can actually see padding top is going to be 10.dp, just so we can see it. And then auto format code just to get the formatting right, and then refresh. Let's see. There we go. So we have this. Oh, so there is a indent automatically put on there. Let's see. Let's dive into it. So if I click it, I can jump in here and see what's going on. So I have inside the divider, I have a modifier, a color, and that's automatic. These are all automatically set. They're optional. So I also have thickness, which is defaulted to 1 if I don't put anything, and the start indent is defaulted to 0 if I don't put anything. If the start value, let's see, does not equal 0. Okay, so I was trying to figure out where this indent was coming from on both sides. Oh, I did padding 10. Ah, I see. I meant to say top padding equals 10. And that there would have been just the top, and then the sides would go all the way to the end. Like that. Perfect. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is I need to know where to put this. So my goal will tell me where. My goal is 250, or sorry, 2500. So we're going to use the same thing here and say goal percentage has to deal with the biggest day, the goal divided by the biggest day. So we'll say goal divided by the biggest day of steps, and there's my goal percentage. And so then I just take this and say goal percentage. Oh, but it needs to be in DPs. That's right. So I actually need to do max height times percentage. And now I may need to flip that around. Let's see. Happy Sunday, brother, man. Keep up the good work. Thank you. I appreciate it. Crypto. Hey, Crypto. Com3. Okay, I've been meaning to get to your streams. They're just so early. I'm usually most of the time I'm not awake by then. But I really need to get on. I really need to see it because I've heard some good things. Let's see here. I have this. I put this line here. I'm gonna see exactly. My guess is because if I set this to, let's just say 200, I would expect it. Oh, it already automatically changed to here. That was quick. Let's say my goal is 2000. Oh, it automatically changes. So obviously this is going the wrong way, right? So I need to flip it. So to flip the goal percentage, there's a couple ways to do that. I can, instead of putting the top padding, I could just put put it as bottom, and then it will flip it around. You're good, man. Whenever you have time, thank you. I appreciate that. Appreciate me. Oh, thank you. Thank you. So I'm going to go up here and say my goal is 4,000. Wait a minute, something's not right. So this is part of the reason why bugs happen. You just never know where they're going to come from. So we step through the code and we say, why is this happening? So the padding of the divider is from the bottom. It's saying I need this much space from the bottom. But it's not being drawn, it's not using the bottom as its anchor. So, at least I don't think it is. Let's see. The box with constraints doesn't have an alignment setting on it. So if I happen to set the controls inside of it, I could say alignment bottom, bottom end, bottom center, bottom end. Let's see what happens. it should bring it. It should use the bottom now for its guide. It should. Let's see here. Oh, there we go. Perfect. 1,000 was my goal, and now that it's using the bottom as the orientation or its origins, it knows I need X amount of padding beneath me, and so that will push it up. And so that's 1,000. Let's say the goal is, just a double check, let's say it's 200. Well, definitely conquered that. 2,000, not bad. Back to the original 2,500, and then say my goal was 400 or 4,000. What happens if my goal is higher? That's the question. Is higher than the amount? You can't see it. So I can see all the way up to like should be like right there. 4995. Love math. But yeah, anyway, so what we need to do is, if the goal is higher than where the goal is higher than you have achieved, then we're going to assume we want the goal line to be at a certain position and everything to be scaled accordingly. So let's say the best way to do this would be, as an example, we use an if statement, right? So we say if goal is greater or say greater or equal to, for an example, let's say day 4 for now, since we know day 4 is the highest. Day 4 steps is greater than or equal to day 4 steps, then we're actually going to change the scale, the percentage. And so we know day 4 is we have day 4 steps here for the math that we've been doing. We're actually going to create a new variable, and we're going to call it steps scale. And what this is going to do is, this is going to be the thing that scales all the other items. So day 4 is just equal to 1. That's what we've been basing everything off of so far. I'm actually going to base it off of what's higher. So the way I do that is I say, oops, oh, undo that. Let me put that down here. A step scale is going to be, for now at the very beginning, 0, and then I'm going to say if goal, why did that happen? There we go. If goal is greater than day 4 steps, since we know day 4 is the biggest one, then I'm going to say the step scale is now equal to goal. And it's gonna say, it's not gonna like that. It's gonna say that because first of all, the type is mismatched. One is a integer, the other one is a floating point number. So I'm gonna put an F there. That takes care of the first error. So now they're both the same type. And then the second thing says val cannot be reassigned. And it says you can use this magical bar here to fix it for you, change to var, or you can actually change it to a var, which means variable. Value you can't change, but variable you can. So it means that it's going to get set and then updated somewhere else in the code. So now I'm going to set it to goal if goal is greater than or equal to day 4 steps. However, else, I like if else. There's also other controls you can use, which I'll get into at a later date. So now I'm going to say steps scale equals day 4, since I know that's the one at the moment that's going to be the highest. So if I refresh this, nothing should change at the moment until I use step scales. Okay, so now I'm going to use, ooh, something changed. it put the goal down to here. The goal. What did I change for that? I will look. Goal percentage is divided by the amount of steps. Let's see. I don't see anything changing. Did I undo something too far? Content align bottom center. Okay, I'll go back through and figure that out here in a minute. So now I have this new step scale. This is like the highest, the one that's going to make everything else scale to it. And we're going to put this, instead of day 1 percentage, or using day 4 as a percentage, we're actually going to use the step scale as the deciding factor of what changes. Okay, so now we can also get back to actually having day 4 be its own. Okay, so now that we have the step scale, it will now determine which one to use. So let's say your goal, instead of being 5,000 now, your goal is going to be, or sorry, 4,000. Let's say your goal is 8,000. Oh, that's interesting. Let's say your goal is 9,000. Oh, okay, so 4 is still messed up, and it's also doing something funky. And what's happening with hello fam? Why is that going further? Oh, it's because it's set to bottom middle. So for now, we're just gonna comment out that code. Excuse me. Okay. And it's gone. So it is updating. So I'm not sure why it's getting skinnier and why it's staying full length. Let's see. Day 4 percentage. What's happening on day 4 percentage? Day 4 steps. Oh. No, that's 5,000. Let's find out what's going on here. So goal percentage is, oh, it's because I'm using goal divided by day 4 steps. The goal percentage has to be part of the step scale. Instead of the day 4 steps. Now I need to figure out what's going on here. So coming through here, if goal is greater than or equal to day 4 steps, so we can actually come in here and do something like, actually it's actually not in the app yet, so I can't debug it, but I can run through it mentally. So goal is set to 9,000, which is greater than day 4 steps, and then step scale equals goal, and goal that's again, oh, 9,000. Yeah, that's right. Okay, so I have 9,000 as the steps scale. So now it's saying, okay, what's the goal percentage? The goal percentage is 9,000 divided by 9,000, which equals 1. So that should put the goal up here, which you can't see. Now let's find out what's happening with number 4. Day 4 percentage is day 4 steps divided by step scale. And that's going to be the 4th one. 1, 2, 3, 4. And it's saying day 4 percentage. So it's the same code here. Oh, it's because I put the divide instead of the times. That shows how easy it is to make a bug in an application. So now I'm gonna refresh. Let's see here. This is great. I really appreciate you doing this, bud. I love this stuff. Thank you. Let me see that dot rut. Hopefully I'm saying that right. Yeah. If you have something you prefer me to call you, I'll try to remember all that good, all everybody's name. Also, I'm in Telegram and Discord as well. Am I under A-Night Studios there or Randy? I think A-Night Studios, but yeah. But yeah, definitely, I love doing this stuff, and also I wanted to bring some transparency, and the team wanted to bring some transparency to it, and also to do something new for the community, because so many times it's all like, oh, the devs are doing this or the devs are doing that, but you don't really know what's going on. So it's like, why does it take so long? Well, now you can find out. You can find out why it takes as long as it does, and you can also see the progress as we move forward through it. And we can also do things like community input and a better sense of, I would say, community driven development, in a sense, where, you know, maybe we have something set in our minds of what this should look like, but maybe the community, you know, have some pretty powerful thoughts as far as like, well, what if we did this? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, so I believe it brings a lot to the table. The question is why is day 4 so skinny? Like, yeah, I need to find out why that's so skinny. Okay, oh, I see. So there's padding on the left here and padding on the right here. Where is that from? Let's see. So starting at the first control, there's no padding. Starting at the row, which is where this is in, there's no padding that I can see. Each one of these has padding. Each of these bars. But I don't see why. Let's see here. Yep, yeah, okay. I don't see why each one of these has a horizontal padding of 5, which is about right. That's 5. This is 10. So maybe it's just this thing is looking weird. Let's see what this is. Day 4 again. Day 4 is the culprit, of course. Day 4 percentage is good height wise. Let's see. Padding bottom. Yeah. So we'll come back to the why day 4 is so skinny. Maybe because I walked so much that day. Okay. So we're going to first of all fix the goal. So the goal, anytime that the goal is the new scale, it's always going to be up here. 1. We don't want that. So we're actually going to say we're always going to bring down, if you haven't met your goal, we want the goal to be 3, let's say 3/4 the size of the height. So at this point we would say goal percentage, let's see, step scale, day 4, or we never want things to reach to the top, so let's push the goal percentage, the step scale, let's push the step scale down by a quarter. So let me think about the math there. So if step scale is always going to be the highest, we instead want to push it down. We can try this and say step scale, we are going to times it by 1.33 F and see if that does what we want. That should push, either make everything go up a quarter or down a quarter. There we go. We pushed everything, we scaled everything down by a quarter. So if I had $1.33 and I had 4 friends, I can give everybody 33 cents, more or less. So that's how I figured that out. 33 goes to 1, which is right here. 33. So that, you know, that's how I was able to figure that out mathematically. Okay, so that's the goal. And so now let's change our goal. Instead of 9,000, let's see what happens when it's 7,000, when it's 6,000, when it's 5,000. Ah, I met my goal. Perfect. 4,000, 3,000, 2, 1, and some days I feel like this. Some days I feel like, you know, like, what? I didn't do anything? Oh, what happened to day 4? Day 4 is interesting. There is something there that I am not seeing. Let's see, day 4 steps. Day 4 steps, 5,000. It's the same math here. Okay. Day 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Day 4. Oh, I see. So, you know, like I said, bugs come up all the time. Here's a good reason for it. Because when you're moving through stuff, accidents happen. So now that I've changed it to 1F for the width, like the rest of them, and I refresh it, it should fix. There we go. Hey, our bar graph is back. Okay. So let's throw in one more thing. And then I'll wrap it up because I have a few things happening today. But I'm definitely gonna come up with a schedule. If you guys have certain days, suggestions, I can usually do weekdays in the evening time, but weekends are pretty open, and so that's why I chose the weekend so far. But if there's a preferred date or time, let me know. Oh, how do they say it? Like and subscribe and comment down below. I don't know. Anyways, so yeah, so let's put the goal value above the goal real quick, just to kind of be able to see how many what's the goal number and also the steps, how many steps. So the best way to do this is right now I have a divider, and I also want to put text above it. So I have two choices. I can mathematically add the text and push it up accordingly, right? By doing, like, we'll do hello fam again. And then what we're going to do is we're going to say modifier, and we're going to give it a padding, and the bottom is going to be the same bottom as this. Too much. The same bottom as that, and we're going to hit refresh just to see where it gets placed. Okay, so you can see that it's centered still, right? Because of this this right here is content alignment, bottom center, for anything inside box constraint. And so what I want to do is I actually want to put this goal line. I'm gonna add these two controls together in a not a row but a column. A row might work actually. Let's just see what happens when I put it into a row real quick. I'm gonna take both of these, put them in. Now this padding doesn't really work for it, so I'm actually going to take this modifier out and stick it inside the row. I might have messed up something here. Let's see. Row modifier padding. Blah 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 blah. Oh, I see it. What's happening? I am missing a. There we go. Okay, so I'm gonna hit refresh real quick and see what happens. I have all this extra padding, so it's gonna throw things in random ways. I'm actually going to take this padding off and just say, for now, 0f. It didn't like that. 0 doesn't like that. Why doesn't it? It needs DP. 0.display pixels. Perfect. And then I'm also going to do the same padding, the same thing down here, because the box has the padding on it, or the row has the padding now. This way I can get the padding all figured out and not have it shifting everywhere. Okay, so right now I have it in a row, which is left to right. let's see what happens if I change this to column and refresh. Okay, so now it puts the text on top of the line. Let's go ahead and, instead of this text, we're gonna go ahead and say goal, and then we're gonna do the special sign here that says, hey, let's use a variable inside the text. And I put goal. This is the text that shows up along with a space here, and then it actually takes the value inside this variable and throws it in there. Bam. Goal is 500. And there's also a .0 there. That's because the type of, it's a floating point number, so there's a decimal in there. So if I didn't want that to be that, I can say dot integer to int. And what that does is that right there will now round take off the decimal. There's no split numbers, no fractional numbers at this point. Oh no, not build the whole app. There we go. Refresh. There we go. There's the 500 there. I'm going to do one last thing, and that's put the goal, or the amount of each day, real quick, and then I'll call it a day. Someone's knocking. What's up? Oh, okay. Let's see here. I got a message from my wife. Okay, sweet. Yeah, that sounds great. Okay, so real quick, I'm gonna go ahead and throw some numbers on this. So each one of these is a box, right? That right there is a is basically just another view, and inside there I can do whatever I want. So on each one of these boxes, I'm going to throw the alignment, or sorry, the context alignment to bottom. Actually, let's do yeah, let's do bottom center. Why not? Okay, and then inside there, we're just gonna take this text down here, and we're gonna copy it and toss it in to this first box. And instead of goal, we're just gonna do day one steps, and we're gonna hit refresh and see what happens. You can also change the size of text and all that good stuff. So I just threw down here real quick a number. It's 1000 for day one, and then I'm going to also modify, not modify, I'm going to change the size of the text size, font size, there we go, and I'm going to do 12, 12 dot. Font sizes are special. They are scaled pixels, SP. This is for accessibility, so if someone needs bigger words, it will scale up, which sometimes makes the phone very unreadable. So you just have to, prepare for that. Okay, so I'm gonna make the font size to be 12. That should shrink it down a little bit. Maybe I need to go down to 11. Maybe 10. Yeah, 10 is good for now. So I'm gonna go ahead and copy this and put it into each one of these real quick. Actually, I need to grab this. There we go. Copy, and I'm gonna go paste. And copy and paste gets you in trouble. It also saves you time. So there's a debate on how much time it saves you if you're looking for a bug and you cannot find it. So day 7. Oops. Come on. Day 6. Day 5. Day 4. Day 3, and then of course, day 2. Hit refresh and see what happens. There we go. So we have 100 steps, or sorry, 1,000 steps, 2,000 steps, 1,000 steps, 5,000 steps, 1,000, 3,000, 1,000, which is the same as what we have up here. And of course, usually in real life, it's more like some random number. You know, it's never quite that. So let's just play around with a couple different. Whoa. And let's do that day was just 10. Oh, because because the number was so small, the text inside of it doesn't even get shown. That's something we'll fix on a later date. So for now, let's just do, there we go, some random amount. So yeah, background real quick is going to be, just for now, go to white and build and refresh. And then we're also going to, real fast, take this text that we got, and we're going to throw on top of all of the other stuff. Let's see, this is, let me double check here, box with constraints, perfect. We are going to throw a text here, and it's going to say, this is going to be for a social post. I'm going to do steps, step graph for now. No, step chart, weekly steps chart demo. And we're going to say, we're going to take the modifier, and what we're going to do is we're going to say modifier is going to be max size. I want it to stretch the entire size. I'm gonna hit refresh, and that should put the text to the top left. Weekly steps chart demo. And so I just did that, so I'm able to take a screenshot of it, and then also post it up like this is what we did during the stream. So yeah, let's see here. Oh, that does that. I don't want that. I want. There we go. Goal was 500. Actually, I don't want goal 500. I want goal to be higher. Goal is not 500. Where's goal? Goal. There it is. So we're gonna say goal for today was 4,500, and that is going to. I'm also gonna make the goal text a little bit smaller, real quick. Where you at? Goal, there it is. Text, oh no, font size, right? Font size, and that there was 10.sp. Refresh, and yeah, there we go. That looks good enough for oops, come on, off of there. There we go. For a post. Perfect. Okay, and that was it. First stream. What was that? A little over an hour. Yeah. Let me know what you guys think. Of course, comment below. Let me know what days sound best to stream, and I'll try to accommodate people. Anyways, nice to see everybody. Have a good day. See you on Twitter. I just don't know what the end button is. There it is. Later, everybody.